yoga is very, it's very open. It's very open practice. If we were practicing like Tai Chi or Qigong or something like that, it might be a little bit more militaristic. But all right, it's going to be a foundational practice today. We're going to be working a lot on triangle pose. We teach a Trikonasana. So let's see what that looks like for you all. So sit comfortably. I'm sitting in a box. That's easier to sit upright that way. The low back doesn't have to work as hard. You can sit in Sukhasana. I'm sitting in a form of Siddhasana or the auspicious pose. So closing the eyes if that feels comfortable to you. Otherwise, softening the gaze. Please make sure that your cellular devices are turned off or in airplane mode. It's not to disturb you or others in your practice this afternoon, evening. So take a moment to see the room that we're in your own mind's eye. So see each wall. There are 4 of them. What does the ceiling look like? You remember some of the intricacies of the floor that we're practicing on. Now draw a slower, deeper breath into the body. More draw the mind within this place to practice. And then your soft, long exhale, let go of the earlier parts of your day. Again, drawing yourselves into the here and now to practice. And then as you exhale, let go of what was. And one more time on your own. And then on your next soft inhalation, with the roof of the mouth gently lift. Exhale, relax the jaw. Inhaling, feeling the scalp above the ears lifting. And as you exhale, relax your earlobes. Inhaling, feeling the armpit, chest blossoming, so the collarbones lifted wide. As you exhale, release the shoulder blades towards the earth. And then your soft inhale, feel the gentle tug of your diaphragm. As you exhale, feel the belly droop. And then finally, on your inhale, let the brain hemispheres lift towards the sky. And as you exhale, soften the area between the eyebrows, Pramudya, it's known in Sanskrit. So moving your awareness to the breath now, your companion while in the body, while in this form. It's always there. It's a resource for so many things, so many different practices. Let your breath help you to arrive in this moment in time, each inhale. So just notice the gentle path of air into and out of the body so you can trace the breath. So notice the breath touching the tip of the nose as you begin your inhale. Notice how the breath swirls through the nostrils into the back of the throat, down into the lungs. The lungs gently expanding. The side walls of the lungs are coated with fresh oxygen. And as you exhale, feel the lungs collapsing. Feel the breath being pressed back out into the throat, to the back of the nose, and out into the room it travels. So practice that on your own, with your own descriptors, with your own unique breath rate. If you can, have your breath occur spontaneously and naturally. Try to do these things. Keep the body as still as you can. And keep the mind focused on each breath. If the mind goes elsewhere to the sounds in the hallway, to your grocery list, or what's for dinner, then rein it back in and then conquer one breath. Conquer one inhale. Conquer one exhale. Once you master that, then go to 2, then go to 3. Practice for just a little bit longer. practice and just check in with the mind. Is the mind any calmer? On your soft exhale, let the head tip towards the heart. Let it fall. Bring the hands together. Lift the thumbs up to the heart center. With the heart center up into the thumbs. Relax the shoulders. Lift the head. And then join me, if you care to, in chanting Om 3 times to help to elevate your vibration to that of the cosmos. Take a moment to reflect. So the sound Om has no religious significance. It is associated with the hum of the universe, the beginning and end of all time, the source of all that is. And if you literally translate the word mantra, which is what we were just doing, it's mind control. So it's a way to calm and control the mind. I don't know about you, but I can use all the vehicles that I can get to control my mind. Exhale, bow the head towards the heart. Release the hands and slowly open the eyes and lift the head and the elbows and place the fingers behind the back body and turn your palms towards the sky. So interlace the fingers like this, like that. So it's web to web. And then press your index finger mounts towards the sky, straightening those arms. Create a good lock with the fingers and then see if you can move the shoulder blades apart just a little bit. And then let the head fall towards the heart as the heart lifts towards the head. Then slowly release the arms and then take a gentle twist towards your right as you exhale. Inhale to center and then twist towards your left as you exhale. And then repeat that practice a few more times. So exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Alright, bring the legs out in front of you, staff pose, Nandasana. And squeeze the backs of your legs towards the ground, so pump. So sit up nice and tall, so staff pose. So you want the hands beside you. So simultaneously, you can press the heels of the hand into the ground or into the blocks or the fingertips, so that not only the legs straighten, but the upper body straightens, so you're in true staff pose. So pump, pump, pump. And then Baddha Konasana, marry the feet, draw the heels towards the groin. And then take the thumbs over the bridge of the toenails and then separate the toenails. So peel the feet open as best you can. The feet are very strong and resilient, so it's okay to use a little bit of force here. All right, take your hands to the outside of your thighs and then gently push your thighs away from one another. So hold the thigh bones, the femurs, not the kneecaps. So hold the thighs, thighs. Not the knees, the thighs. And then press the thighs down, away from one another, and then see if you can roll them towards the back of the room. And make a wish. I wish my groins to open. I command you. Alright, slowly release the legs. Swing. Bring the legs together. And then cross your shins. And just for reference, so this is basically an intermediate class. So we're going to go into down dog. So if you haven't practiced a lot of yoga, this is how you assess how you get into down dog. You start with your arms in a vertical position, your knees in a vertical position, and then you move the heel of your hand forward one full hand length so that the end of your hand ends up where your middle fingertip is. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that?
We got it.
All right, good. And then place the bottoms of your feet on the ground, and then press yourselves back. And now you're in your own unique alignment for Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Notice how my feet hip distance apart, and my arms are shoulder distance apart. And then lift the sits bones up and back, relax the head. So nod the head yes a few times, no. And then see if you can get your heels to sink towards the earth. Opening up the backs of the legs. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, bend your right leg and take a very deep breath into the back of the straight left leg. And then as you exhale, straighten the the right leg and bend the left leg. And then take a very deep breath into the back of the straight left leg. So it's exhale, transition, inhale, pause. And just a few more breaths here, so keep working back and forth. So I'm right here, so you want to spread your hands like that, very far apart. All right, take a deep breath in, and then on your next exhalation, step up to the front of the mat to Uttanasana. So migrate your weight to the front of the mat. Just like bend in the knees here. Stay down if you can. And then pause here and nod the head yes a few times and no. Releasing any undue neck tension. This is a great pose for a little bit of cervical traction. All right, bend the knees well. Reach the arms out, up a sweeping breath. And then exhale, hands to your heart. All right, so we're going to practice something called forward bend cycle or Uttanasana cycle. So you're going to need your blocks at the front of your mat. And you want the blocks nice and wide like that. So classically in Uttanasana, your feet are together, you're all the way forward like this, the legs are straight, and your arms are wide so that your forearms are vertical like this. So, we so desperately want to have our hands on the ground, but if we're not ready to have our hands on the ground yet, because our hamstrings aren't open, it's much easier just to place the hands here and better for our practice. And the reason we want the forearms vertical like this, if you look at my shoulder blades right now, they're bunching up around my neck, and that prevents neck mobility. But when I move my shoulder blades up like that, it frees my head. So does that make sense? So here, a lot of people practice here, but then their shoulder blades are all bunchy. So that's where you want the arms to be. I'm going to practice a round, and then you're going to practice. I would just wash for the first round, and then I'll practice a few rounds with you, and then you'll be on your own. So you start here in Samasthiti or the ready position, and on the inhale, you reach the arms out and up. So just watch it all. Just take a moment just to wash. So I'm going to practice so you can see what's going on, and then we'll practice together, okay? Because otherwise you might miss something. So you start here at Samasthiti. On the inhale, you reach the arms out and up. When the hands connect above you, that's the end of your long inhale. And then on the exhale, you swan dive forward. It's a full Uttanasana, and you look towards your belly button. On the inhale, you come into half forward fold. You come onto the fingertips, lengthen the spine, look directly forward. And then exhale, again, full forward fold, look towards your belly button. I'm about to transition up, so I want to protect my low back, so I bend the knees slightly, and then on my big inhale, I come back up, and on the end of the inhale, again, I make contact with my hands, and I bring my hands to my heart. Got it? So I'll practice 3 rounds with you, and then you'll be on your own for 3 rounds, for a total of 6. Do y'all have any questions? No? All right, so take the hands in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Look at your belly button. Inhale, come onto the forearms, lengthen spine, look up. Exhale, full forward fold. Look towards your belly button. Bend the knees, and then inhale, reach the arms out and up. Beautiful. All right, so that was 1. In. Exhale, inhale, half. Exhale, full. Bend those knees, reach the arms out, and a big breath. So that's 2. In. Inhale, half. Exhale, full. Bend those knees, and reach the arms out and up. Excellent. So 3 more on your own. Follow what you do. you just can't have to start at the beginning. But the knee is far, far away. Alright, so find your chair. We need to open up the backs of our legs for Utthita Trikonasana. So take here, and we're going to also work on balance. Woohoo! You can sense the excitement in the room. So we're going to practice something called Utthita Hastabandhana, or extended standing big toe pose. So in a moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in Tadasana like this, and then I'm going to take my leg onto the block, and then a couple of things need to happen. 3 things need to happen. 1, there should be no shift from the standing foot. This is invariably what happens. People want to do this. So you want to keep that internally rotated. 2, my pelvis is still level. Sometimes we want to get the leg up high because that's what the teacher has, or that's what they have in the yoga journal or some nonsense. But then the hip shifts. So you want the pelvis level. And 3, this is the most important thing. Are you ready? So the most important thing, are you ready?
Ready.
The leg needs to be poker straight. Otherwise, you might as well just be at home watching Oprah and eating ho-hos. I mean,
like bonbons.
Or bonbons, even better. Not really, but this will make a big. And I've taken the block at this level. For me, for my practice, it's not very challenging. But y'all need to just shim up to see what's challenging for you. Maybe it's there, maybe it's here, maybe it's putting your cap behind your head, whatever it may be. And then once you're in a stable position, then you bring the arms up. Just like that. Good times. So take it for a test drive a couple of times. If you have the chair on the wall, you can have it there, but against the wall it might be a little bit more stable. And that I had it set up like that.
For me.
What's that?
Thank you.
What's that?
It's okay.
It's okay for you, but that's how I demonstrated and that's how we're practicing today. So if it's okay if we can have the chair on the wall.
But I cannot see my.
But I look for you. That's why I'm here.
It's not enough for me.
You want to look at yourself?
Yes.
But isn't that distracting
No.
for you?
Okay.
But I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. And you know, at home we have our own practice, and here we have a practice that I help you with.
And it's the middle?
Yep. So the one way to practice is just imagine that you've got a line down the center of the mat, and then your foot touches that line, and when you bring the other leg up, you want to keep that leg internally rotated. What do your standing foot needs to internally rotate? There you go. Excellent. So the foot needs to turn in. So you want to start here, and then when you bring the leg up, it shouldn't turn out at all. There you go. And if it's challenging to put the arms directly overhead, and you want the arms like outside of the H like this, you can always bring the arms up here for balance. Straight all the way. Push your heel forward and curl your toes towards your face. And try to drop the right hip. Don't try to drop the right hip. Good. All right, so come back to neutral. To Tadasana. Regroup for a moment and practice it back to neutral. And then practice on the other side. And then check your standing foot.
What's the reason for the internal rotation?
Because it basically, because everything is a foundation. Everything is a foundation from Tadasana. This is Tadasana, right? So that's one reason. And primarily, it helps to lengthen the hamstrings evenly. And when you externally rotate, you'll notice it's more challenging when you internally rotate, right?
Now, one thing I can feel on this to a normal working is right here.
Right. So
I normally don't have that because I guess I have my bottom leg out.
yeah. So you start to affect some other thing. So once you think you're even on both sides, then have a look. So we're going to start back in Tadasana. Like this. And then what I want y'all to do is I want you to forward bend, but I'd like y'all to do that with a pelvic shift, and it's challenging. So you start here, but you want to roll the pelvis forward like this. So there's a tendency just to go like this, to collapse. So we want to lengthen here, and then roll the pelvis forward until I can't roll it any further forward. And then you come as far forward as you can go. However far that is. But pay attention to your standing foot before you go forward. It's going to be hard for you to assess. Your standing foot, your standing foot's turned out like that. You want to turn. And when you come forward, watch that leg, the one that you're stretching, don't let it bend. Jesus ain't gonna help you. Just start saying like Shiva or Ram or Krishna. Alright, come on out. And when you come out, reach the arms high above you. Great length of the body. Good catch, sir. And then come back to Tadasana, regroup, and then practice on the other side. So take the left leg in front of you. And remember, if you place your hands on your pelvis, it's easier to figure out what the roll is of the pelvis. To come forward, tip, 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 tip. I can't really do enough of these. And then finally with the head collapse. Alright, let's do this because it's really, so come out. So come out and reach the arms up, reach them up. So classically in Tadasana, we want to glue the feet together, but then there's a slight external rotation. So classically in Tadasana, these toes touch, or whatever's going on here, touches very gently, and then you spread the heels about a ½ inch. So that's true neutral. It's very hard to discern that when you're practicing. So what you do is you take a belt, and you drape the belt right down the center of the mat like this. Just like that. And the easiest way to do that is just to pin the belt there, lengthen it, and from there. And then now my foot gently touches the belt like this. I'm not on it, I'm just very gently touching it. And my back heel moves away about ¼ of an inch. And now there can be no misunderstanding. So this is alignment-based yoga if you hadn't already figured out. And what some yogis do in the beginning of their practice, they'll have a dedicated mat and they'll draw a line down the middle of the mat.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yep, something quite like a Sharpie though.
Sharpie.
Yeah.
I've seen ones that are pre.
You don't want to stand on the belt. You want to be right against the belt. Just like that. Not on it, but against it. Just as I demonstrated. So figure your alignment out, and then fall forward. Press your heel forward, curl the toes towards the face. Pray that it's over soon.
Please, God.
Just about 6 breaths and then come back out, reach those arms way up towards the sky as you come up on your big inhale. And then regroup for the other side. And this will ultimately help with balance. I know it. Sounds like maybe when I have to practice in a week. Oh, why did I stop?
Exactly.
I gave some ground. Why? Alright, you get both sides? Ish?
Yep.
Alright, so let's do a lateral pose. We want to work on triangle pose. So, in a moment, you understand with the right side of the body facing the wall. And then I'm standing right in the middle of the belt. And then, because this is going to be my alignment for the pose in a moment. So I'm just extrapolating that over here. And then, so this is very important for our triangle pose practice in a moment. My pelvis, there's a shift up like this, but I'm doing my best to get my sits bone, my ischial tuberosity, that bony protrusion that you sit on, that's why it's called your sits bone, you want that to move down. So one way to facilitate that is to take your own hand, place it on your buttocks, and gently curl under like this, because you want this, so at the beginning it might look like this, but ultimately it has to go down so that this leg is an external rotation with your kneecap facing the sky. And then once you think you've got that, then you can bring the arms off to the side or above you. Do y'all have any questions? Nope, all right, well then have at it. And you really want to activate that right leg. So you want to press the heel forward, curl the toes towards the face. And one thing I should have mentioned earlier that can help you with your balance is to find a focal point or a drishti. That's an immovable object, speck of dust, peeling piece of paint, a grain in the wood, and that's where you cast your gaze. It has to flex like that. There you go, good. And then drop the right hip without bending the left leg. All right, come back to Tadasana. And then turn around and then practice on the other side. So you want this, if this buttock is sticking out, then you want to curl it under, and if it's challenging to get it under, then you just bring your real estate down. And remember, you want that leg that's in the air very active with the quadriceps engaged to help protect the hamstring. You're standing for this externally rotating or internally rotated. All right, release. So that was the second side?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you come back to the first side. So a couple of things that I've noticed in the room. So we have a tendency, and it's like this with everything. Until we create awareness for something, we don't know what's going on, right? So the way I'm standing right now, my arches are collapsed because I'm not paying attention to them. But when we practice these yoga poses, we want to lift and spread the toes so our arches go from this, which are flat, to this, which is engaged. Does that make sense? Flat, engaged. So that's just something to be mindful of. So in a moment, we come back to Tadasana. We take the right leg on the block. We're going to lift and spread the toes, and now comes the front part. Are you ready? You're going to bring the arms up, and you're going to tip towards the wall. Place the hand on the foot, and then bring this arm over like that. Without sticking your butt out. So that's the challenge. So if you look here, I've come over, my butt hasn't stuck out. So if you start to stick the butt out, God help you.
Oh.
Feel that? You all right? So yeah, there you go. That's the way that I'm your practice. Bring it down. Very good. Release. Now, I'm going to say this for the other side. Triangle pose, this is what we're working towards. So this pose, you have to imagine that in this pose, you're in a very narrow corridor. So if you can't see me, just take a look at me for a second. In this is what we're working towards, this pose. So you have to imagine in this pose, you're in a very narrow corridor, and your body shouldn't touch either side of the corridor. But when you come into the pose and you stick your butt out, what's my butt doing? It's touching the wall, right? So it's the same with this pose. As I move into the pose, and I come here, I so desperately want to come down here that I stick my butt out. So that's a big no-no. And the wall is going to be your teacher in a moment for that. So practice again on the other side. And if it's challenging come to the pose fully without sticking the butt up, then you just stay here. That's fine. You're gonna get much more out of your practice. The inner groins are gonna open up more. The gracilis, all that good stuff. Good times. We're doing good. That's looking good. That's looking good a little bit, but it's hard. Rome wasn't built in a day. Beautiful. All right, come on out. Gonna do a down dog on the chair to create a little bit of balance.
So feet hip distance apart, lifting the sits bones, I'm lifting and spreading my toes to create that inner arch lift. The four corners of the feet move down, the front of the thighs move towards the back of the thighs, and I'm lifting my sits bones towards the sky. If you keep your head in a neutral position, you'll be able to breathe a little bit easier.
What do you bring your legs together a little bit so they're hip distance? All right, now on your next big inhale, step up to the chair. And then increase arms out up. All right, so we're gonna shift the room around a little bit. So I suggest that one of you come onto this wall because you're gonna need more, you're gonna need space on that wall for two people to shift. So again, I suggest, recommend either that wall or that wall. There are three people, it's gonna be too much on the back wall. Somebody needs to come to this wall.
Oh, I got you. I don't do that mirror though. What do you think?
Oh, really?
Like decapitate. I'll do that wall unless you want that wall. You gotta get your mat sideways.
Oh, okay.
So look how I've shifted my mat. So you want to
Risking
copy my, yeah, you want
decapitation.
Oh, touch the wall.
if you're back facing the wall, you want the chair on the right side.
I know a lazy
And when you bring the mat against the wall, you want the mat right against the molding, not on the molding.
game.
You want the chair over here, my friend.
Don't want that.
Move this. Can we all fit here? Is that fine or no?
Yep, yeah, y'all all three can fit there.
Okay.
And you want a little bit of space in the corner, y'all, so that your chair can slide off the mat like this.
Get a really bad chair today.
Right side with the chair?
Yes, sir. When you're standing with your back against the wall, it's on the right side.
That's it.
That's your left
Chair
side.
to the right?
Yep. Chair to the right.
I was like,
Other
wait.
right.
Other right, all good.
Yeah.
All right, so this thing with the butt, I was watching one of my teacher's videos this morning or last night, whenever it was. When you come into pose and you stick your butt out like this is called buttus interruptus because it interrupts really what's going on with the pose. So when you practice with the wall doesn't lie. So this is how you're going to practice in a moment. You're going to start in Tadasana. The chair is going to be on your right side. It's going to be within arm's reach. And then for right now, I would actually turn the chair around so that it's at that high level. Now when you stand in Tadasana, the distance between your heels and the wall would be dictated by the size of your derriere. So just know that. So not a lot going on back there, so I'm fairly close. So just watch me first. So then on my big inhale, I'm going to set my legs wide apart. So Utthita Trikonasana is 3.5 to 4.5 feet, depending on how tall you are. All the yoga mats in this room are 6 feet long, except yours, that's like a 7-foot mat or something.
Yeah, bought it from a guy who's 7'3".
There you go. So
Used.
that's an 8-foot mat then. So if you come in on each side, a foot on each side, that's about 4 feet, right? Simple math. So this is the foundation for the pose. You externally rotate your right leg 90 degrees, so it turns all the way out, it swings out, and then you turn your right foot in. And then this is the alignment for the pose. So similar to what we were doing before. And then this is very important. You want to engage the quadriceps of your right leg so that your kneecap lifts, and the middle of the kneecap is right over the middle of the foot. And now comes the fun part. You bring the arms up, and I will just watch y'all. So again, I'm just demonstrating. You're going to get much more out of your practice. If you're not practicing right now, you're looking. So that alignment's off. So just wait, just wait. So I'm gonna come into the pose, and I'm gonna take this chair, and I'm gonna move the chair away from my body, and ultimately what I want is I want my right buttock to contact the wall and my shoulder blades. And if I come too far into the pose, for me, right there, that's that point, and then I push myself away from the wall. That's when the glutes interruptus effect begins. And if you find that you're falling towards the wall in pose, it means that you're not close enough to the wall. So let me lead you into the pose. So start in Tadasana, in the middle of your mat. On your big inhale, set the feet wide apart. Externally rotate your right leg 90 degrees and then turn your left foot in. Check your alignment. So your heel needs to be in line with your arch. That's your alignment. And then turn your back foot in. So you want the weight of the back leg to fall on that outer heel. Good. Now bring the arms up. Engage the right quadricep so that your kneecap lifts. And then reach out over the leg to find the top of the chair. And then push the chair away from you. Push it away from you. Beautiful. Now you want that right leg straight. That's very important. Draw your shoulder blades towards your kidneys. And then if the neck allows you to do so, look up. Turn the foot out a little bit more. That way. There you go. Good. Good. You want the kneecap lifting. That looks good. Back heel is very good. Big close to the wall, but it's still in line. All right, use your big inhale to draw you out of the pose. Step the feet forward and then step everything together. And then repeat on the other side. So big inhale, step the feet wide apart. Externally rotate your right leg. They will be move the chair to the other side. Now. Up and then reach out over the leg. Make sure you straighten that left leg powerfully. And then reach the arm forward. Reach. Good shoulder blades towards your kidney. And then this arm, the top arm should be an extension of the shoulder. So if you draw a line right over here, over the top of your shoulders, then that continues. So join me. And finally, if the neck allows you to do so, up towards the thumb. Turn that leg out. Out. There you go.
It's my natural.
Okay. Imagine that there's a line here. Oh, look. Imagine there's a line, so the arm follows this line.
Okay.
And then turn the foot out. And move this foot back. That's a little bit too much. That's it right there. See if this is the line for the pose. You're not in line. You're over here.
Yes, that's
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Use your big inhale to draw you out of the pose. I'll explain another phenomena of the pose. So we want the belly button in the pose to start to look up towards the sky. In the beginning of the pose, in the infancy of the pose, it looks down towards the ground. You want to look up. So one way to help with that, so in a moment, you're going to shift, but actually don't shift yet, just watch me. That maybe then you won't be practicing. Now let's do this. Take a block here. Place the block there. You're going to come back into the pose, 4 to 4.5 feet. You want the chair right there. And then everything stays the same. You engage the kneecap, you press the thigh bone back, you reach out over the leg, and you place the hand somewhere on the chair. So for my practice, it's here. That might not be attainable for everybody, but it's there. And then so, see how my belly button is pointing down? You want it to point up. So one way to help with that is you're here. You externally rotate the hand so it faces behind you. You bend that elbow, and then you come behind you, and then maybe the chair, maybe you can find the chair, and then this is your practice. Whoa, I'm not done yet. So on the inhale, you reach the crown of the head, and on the exhale, you twist. Inhale, reach the crown of the head, exhale, twist. Inhale, reach, exhale, twist, for about 3 breaths, and then the belly button should start to face the sky. You come back here, hold here for 3 breaths, and use the inhale to slowly come out of the pose. Have fun. Might as well, right? Gotta create joy in life. So yeah, so when you have your left foot on the wall, the chair is behind you. And you turn the chair around like that. That's right. Left foot on the wall or against the block. And you want that chair very close to you. Very close. Remember, it's a very wide pose. Bring the arms up and then reach out over the leg. Place the hand on the chair. Bring the top arm up, extend the arm. Find the chair. Sometimes it's hard to find a chair. You have to bend the knee and come down.
Where's the chair?
It's back there. So don't worry about it. So just press your hand in the back body, and then as you press, let this move here. So inhale, press into my hand. So you're going to lengthen the whole spot in your big inhale, and then the exhale twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Got that at home? So your standing foot again. So that's a recurring thing. You turn that foot out. So you're doing this a lot. So you want to turn it out like that.
Like that?
Yeah.
And have this on the mat so it's a little safer.
Okay.
3 breaths, right?
Yep. 3 breaths twisting, and then 3 breaths with the arm up, and then you come out. So y'all, everybody should be there. And then you come out, sit the chair, against the block, step out. Chair close to you, bring the arms up, and then reach out over the leg. Bring the arm up, bend the elbow, find the chair if it's there. If not, place the hand on the back body. And look, so your alignment now is this. So, but you want the alignment to be this. Yeah, okay, good. Beautiful. You're welcome. Looks good. See more. Very good. So on your big inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, twist. Did you already try holding the chair behind you? Yeah, there you go. Good. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Good times. And then on your big inhale, come out. Oh, what? Now after that, 3 more hours of material. These classes are 50 minutes. My favorite practice is put your foot in the pelvis and you draw it on stuff like that. The best. But we're not going to do that. So just one downward facing dog.
Be balanced on the 2 sides of the body. And then look at Sadhana Shavasana. After this.
So feet hip distance apart. Engage the legs powerfully. Move the front of the thighs towards the back of the thighs. Step your feet back a little bit. Good. And then on your next big inhale, come up. And then rest in Shavasana.
Practice. This is the most important practice.
To let the nervous system totally collect all the pieces.
Just
taking them off, this is a good time to remove them from the head. Make sure that the jaw is relaxed. Would you be more comfortable with your heels on something, or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay, alright. Classically, the palms face up in Shavasana. And the arms are just far enough away from your body so your armpits can breathe. Scan the body for any tension. Paying particular attention to the fingertips. The tips of your toes. And the jaw. A little quieter. So relaxing the jaw, and then on your long exhale, let go of your practice. And for a little while, be the human being that you are, not the human doer. Take a slow, deep breath into the body. And then let that breath go. Bend the legs one at a time. Place the bottoms of your feet on the mat. And then with very gentle, compassionate movements. So when you start to study yoga, the first thing in the Eightfold Path is non-violence. And non-violence begins with the self before you can start to treat other things non-violently. We have to treat ourselves non-violently. So how do you move the knees from side to side non-violently? What does that look like for your own practice? On your next big exhale, roll all the way over onto the right side of the body and support the head in some fashion. So you're in happy fetus pose. This is the safest way to get off the ground. Pausing here for 3 breaths. And then on your exhale, use the hands to press yourselves up, off the ground, and to find a comfortable seat. So sitting on up after 3 breaths. So bring the hands to the heart. So let's conclude our practice together this evening now by chanting Om silently. So you want to sit up, and coming into a seated position. Om silently, mentally 3 times. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me. I honor and bow and acknowledge the light, the divine light that shines in your heart as you do in mine. That's one translation for namaste. Namaste. Thank you for practicing.